We have decided not to talk a lot about SEO, but as we start our conversation on video, one thing that you may or may not be aware of is that YouTube videos rank in organic search. That means that some of their videos appear on the first within the first 10 search results on a Google page. And you'll see that here when you type in low carb dieting, you'll see that there's a video about midway down on low carb, high protein diets. What this means is that if your video is deemed to be the most relevant and the most informative for Google's viewers, they will show it in organic search. So what does this mean for you in terms of driving traffic? What does this mean in terms of you doing your YouTube videos? Now, considering that you have already done your conversation research, your market research, your keyword research, one of the things that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to find out what kind of conversations are happening or what is being searched currently in Google. And one of the ways that you're going to do that is to use Google Suggest. Now, you are going to start typing in the first few words of your keyword, right? And you want to see what is coming up. Now, you want to see what happens when you start typing in some of these words. And, for instance, dieting or detox, low carb detox diet. Okay, as you start to do that, you want to find out if there are videos available. Now, just because there are no videos available on the first page doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get yours there. It might mean that you can. These are recent hot searches. And if you can put together something informative, there's a chance that you might be able to get your video onto the first page of organic search where people are actually doing a real search for information. But even if you cannot get your video on the first page, you do realize that this is an indication of a real search that's happening in real time. It's not necessarily going to show up in any of the keyword tools or research tools that Google gives you. Therefore, you may create a video with the title and with this term as your subject. And you want to make sure that your video is about that. You want to make sure that your video is titled that and that you have tags and keywords that are centered around this particular topic. You'll start with your research and then you'll start typing in your research keyword to get Google Suggest keywords that will give you more information and recent topics to create videos on. Now, you're going to do the very same thing inside of YouTube, and we are going to talk about them in detail when we get into the next video of YouTube SEO. But you do need to know that you can rank some videos for organic search, and you want to take a look at the Google Suggest keywords because those present themselves as opportunities. You may be able to get your video ranked for a term that's on the front page for a recently searched term when your video is relevant and it has all the other factors. And we're going to be talking about the YouTube SEO factors in the next video, the things you want to have in every video. But you want to think in terms of not only YouTube organic search, but you also want to think of Google and organic search so that you'll know what people are searching for in the actual search engines before you start looking to create videos with certain subjects. Okay, so this is one great way of being able to get traffic back to your site by creating relevant videos for organic search. So with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video on YouTube SEO. Okay, now in this video, we're going to be talking about YouTube again. Now, if you're going to be getting traffic back to your site, you obviously want to make sure that you are doing a couple of things right. And I'm going to show you one of those things that you want to be concerned about. Now, in particular, one of the things that Google uses in order to rank videos, in order to determine which videos are going to be the ones they're going to show, is watch time. So you want to be concerned about making sure that people are watching your videos all the way through. So one thing that you're going to be looking at here is audience retention. Now, obviously, in some cases, you're going to be doing videos that you may or may not necessarily be concerned about, necessarily the content. You just want to get the click, but Google will give you more traffic, right, to your video if people are watching your videos and staying all the way through. And you can tell that with audience retention. And you can look at each one of your videos and you can determine if people are actually watching the entire video, right? So you can take a look at any of your videos. You can look at how much of the video people are actually staying to the entire video to watch, and you can tell if people are staying through your entire video, then Google is going to give you more credit. It's going to consider your video to be of a higher quality. So you want to make sure that these are high numbers, right, in the 90s and the 80s and the 100s. Now, obviously, this is a dummy profile, but you want to make sure that your videos are videos that people want to watch and that people want to stay in to the end. So watch time is very important, because if you're going to get traffic and you're going to get people to watch your video and then send them back to your website, you want Google to send you as much traffic as you can get. Now, one way for you to be able to increase your watch time is to create videos that are going to be relevant. And the way you determine relevance is to make sure that you're creating videos for things that people are actually searching for. You can find that in a couple of different ways. Now, I'm going to show you one way inside of YouTube. And basically, in the same way that you did suggestions inside of the organic search, you can do those very same things inside of Google. You're going to click, you're just going to write in one at a time, because you want to see what people are actually searching for. Now, if I type in low carb diet, I can see now these are the searches that people are using inside of YouTube. As you may know, YouTube is considered to be the #2 search engine in the world. So people are using YouTube in order to get information. And so you want to make sure that you are creating relevant videos. Looking right before us, based on the keywords that we have in, these are the things that people are searching for. And Google Suggest will give you sometimes keywords that do not exist inside of Keyword Tool. These are up-to-date results. They are as close to real time as you can get. Now, does this warrant creating an entire video for it? You'll have to determine that based on the searches that you do when you look at the videos and when you look at organic search. But certainly, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that these are real searches that have occurred very recently inside of YouTube. And then creating a video means that if one person has searched for it and another person does, they're likely to see your video. Okay, so Google Suggest is one way that you can find relevant keywords to create videos about, because that will then allow you to create the kind of content that people will watch to get traffic back to your website. Okay, so now that is basically what you want to do in terms of determining relevance for your video. And that's going to give you a maximum amount of traffic to your video where you're going to lead people back to your website. Okay, so we're going to be actually looking at one more video where you're going to be doing some things with YouTube that will, again, help you to get traffic back to your website. But we have determined relevance, and there are some aspects of doing video marketing in particular that will help you to drive traffic back to your website. We'll be looking at that in the next video and wrapping up our series on video marketing. So with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, now in this video, we're actually going to discuss having a link to your offer, to your website in your actual video. And this is a very important aspect of YouTube traffic, because this is where you can really put your call to action exactly where you want it to be, and you have the opportunity to change it based on what your viewers are doing. So let's talk about how you would actually go through this process. I'm actually going to go to a video that has been uploaded already, and we're going to go to the annotation section of YouTube. Now, when you get to the annotation section, as it is listed up here in YouTube, you are going to be able to add an annotation that is clickable link back to your website. And what you're going to do is very simply, you're going to add the annotation, and you can do this in any form that you want. Typically, the best way to do this is to use a spotlight on one of the things that you want to make clickable. And you can, for instance, click this spotlight, and what's going to happen is we're going to make an area of your video clickable. We could make, let's say, a particular word clickable. And what we can do is we really don't have to type in any words there, right? We can just let the link do its job. And then all we really have to do is determine how long we want the annotation to be. We could stretch that out to the end of the video, right? We could stretch it out to halfway in between the video if that's how long it was going to be there. Now the key in this process is your clickable link, and we're going to click this link here, and we're going to look here, and basically you'll see here that what this channel has that other channels may not have, your channel may not have, is an associated website. So what you're going to want to do is to put your associated website into your YouTube channel. And then when you have an associated website, and it has to be your website, you're not going to be able to have 2 or 3, you can put clickable links within the body of the video during the video back to your website. This is very important because while you're giving the call to action in your video, you can actually have people click a link when you tell them to click it. And this is a very useful way of being able to get traffic at the point at which you want it. And you can actually go back and edit this video without disturbing the video itself to continue to test where the link is going to be the most effective. Of course, what you would be using in this case is you'd be using the analytics section, and within the analytics section, one of the things that you want to do to determine whether or not your link was effective is you'd want to look at audience retention, because you want to find out for a particular video, well, when is the audience leaving, right? So this is what you want to be concerned with, the audience retention, and you want to find out, well, where in the video, in the particular video where I have my annotation, is the audience actually leaving. You can actually even find out in particular about your annotations in the video, or where they're being clicked or how they're being clicked. Okay, so now in this particular case, we don't necessarily have any annotations that we have saved, so that's not going to be relevant. But when you have annotations, you will be able to do this, and you will be able to find out how people are reacting to your actual annotations that are going to be clickable back to your website. Okay, you're going to want to come inside of the advanced section of your YouTube channel settings. You want to scroll down here, and then you want to look to your associated website. Now, I've obviously already gone through mine. You're going to have to go through a process of having your video or having your website confirmed. All that means you're going to have to put a file on your website that Google can verify you own the site. And once you do that, your associated website will be there. You can use that website in order to make clickable links in your video. Very important to your video traffic. Now, one aspect of that that's important to note is that as of the creation of this course, you cannot click on annotations for mobile devices. There are some clickable links for some of the iOS devices that are in development, but as of right now, those links are not clickable inside of Android devices, or they're not clickable inside of some mobile devices. So that's just that's in development. It's in the works, but it's not there yet. But for the half of the population that do have desktop computers, this is a very helpful way of being able to have them click a link when you want them to and head back to your website. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. I am inside of my Google Plus page right now, and we are going to look at Google Hangouts. And we're going to look at Google Hangouts from a specific aspect of getting traffic to your websites. Obviously, Google Hangouts is like doing your own webinar, and it allows you to create a live event. Now, that's very important because you can have literally live interviews, you can have live presentations, and people are apt to come to live events more so than they might come to read a blog or watch a video. When you have a special guest and you have something that's going to be of interest to people, something that might expire or something that people are not going to be able to get on a regular basis, they'll be more apt to come to your site for that. Now, how do you create a live event on your website, and how does Google Hangouts actually help you? Well, Google Hangouts is a facility that you're going to use to broadcast. Now, you're going to start the Hangout on there. Now, this is obviously not going to be a tutorial on how to do Google Hangouts. There are extensive tutorials on how to do that, as well as entire courses. What I'd like to show you in terms of starting a Google Hangout is something in particular. Now, we're going to call this just a test Hangout. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule this for later. I'm just going to call that guest hangout. I'm going to schedule this for later. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this out so that there just will not be a lot of people there. And then I'm just going to click the share button. Now, I'm only doing this so that you can get an illustration of what we are talking about here. Now, here's what's going to happen. Google Plus is going to have created an event. And the reason that I want to show you this event is because when we come to the event and we actually click on it, here is something that we're going to look at. It's called links. Now, what's important about this is that you'll see that this is an embed code. That means that you can take that embed code and put it on any website. And that allows you to stream live from a particular place on the internet where people will need to come in order to watch your live event. Now, that's why that's pretty important. We can go back and we can actually delete these events from our Google Plus page, and we can have this event, whether it's an interview or a presentation or maybe it's an educational event, we can have that event on our website. We can make it exclusive to our website. And that's very important because that is what will attract the people to our actual site. And that's what really Google Hangouts will allow you to do if you use it in this way. And it's live events are a very good way of focusing people's attention on your offers on your website. And if you do these and you do them on a regular basis, then you will start to see that people will come to recognize your site as the place where they can get some exclusive information. So Google Hangouts, you want to use them in just that way. Create Google Hangouts. You want to use the embed code, just as I showed you, to have it on your website and invite people to your website to have an exclusive event. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. A low-cost method of being able to get traffic to your website is to purchase a solo ad. A solo ad is a way of buying advertising. It is for you to buy access to the email list of an internet marketer that will mail your link or your capture page or your website out to their list, and they will charge you a fee either for the number of clicks or for the mailing. Now, there are a number of marketplaces where you can buy solo ads. We are looking at one called the Solo Ad Marketplace. There are other places on the Warrior Forum and Digital Point Forum. And if you were to Google solo ads, you'd find a number of providers private. Now, the Solo Ad Marketplace is a little different because it is a consortium of solo ad providers, and they are rated by those who buy the ads. I'm going to sign in. You can actually sign up to the Solo Ad Marketplace for free. If you just use this button right there, you can sign right up. I'm going to sign into my own account. Now, once you log in to the Solo Ad Marketplace, this is really the right place to think about where you're going to order solo ads. You do want to try to determine what kind of experience people have had in the past with a particular solo ad provider. And that will give you confidence that you are actually making the right choice when you decide to go with a certain person, depending on what their ad says. Now, one of the ways you can do that in the solo ad marketplace, you can look inside of the internet marketing or business opportunity section, and then you want to click rating, and you want to sort by rating. You want to look for those that have the highest rating when you can. And you will see some pricing, and you will see some, here's a $41 for 100 clicks. They've got a 100% rating. So in other words, they've had a 100% satisfaction rating. And you want to try to find someone who has done business with other marketers, whose price is within your range, and who has a good rating, and people who have actually done solo ads, who've actually had experience or had a good experience with other marketers. And so finding a good solo ad provider is a bit of a test, and you are going to have to go through different marketers, and you're probably going to have to go through different lists until you find one that's right. Now, the solo ad marketplace, remember, is not the only place to buy solo ads, but it is a good place to find those who have been rated by others, and that is what you want to try to do. Now, when you actually go and order, what you are going to need to have in place is you are going to want to make sure that you have a solid opt-in offer, number one. You are going to want to make sure that you have your autoresponder in place, number two. You are going to want to make sure that you have a series of emails that follow up, number three. So you want to start developing a marketing funnel before you order a solo ad. When you pay for clicks, you want to make sure that you are getting the most for your money. This is paid advertising. It's no different than actually buying pay per click, if you want to think of it in that way. You are paying for a number of clicks. You are paying a dollar amount. This is more affordable, and if you find a reputable solo ad provider, it is a good way of getting some people onto your list. And that list you will use actually then to send traffic to your website or send them to offers that you have. Now remember, the solo ad marketplace is free. There is a way that you can pay for it, and there's some things that you can benefit from by doing that. But you can get in and you can actually pay for a solo ad just with a free account. Okay, so that is it for solo ads. Remember, there are a number of providers. You want to try to find a way to rate them if possible. So with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. In this brief video tutorial, we're going to be talking about product creation as a way to get traffic to your website, and we are inside of the product creation facility in JVZoo because the sections will illustrate to you why this will mean traffic to your website to create a product. This is obviously not going to be for everyone. Not everyone's going to create a product in order to get traffic, but it is a viable way for you to get traffic back to your site and to get people who will eventually be buyers of your products and services. One of the things that you want to take note of whenever you create a product is, in particular, notice that there is an autoresponder integration. That means that every time someone buys, this person can be added to your email marketing list. That then becomes a permanent buyer. You can then send that buyer to other offers. You can market to that buyer after the fact. The other thing that creating a product does is you can see here that you've got an affiliate approval. Now, I don't want you to focus on the fact that this is an approval area, but the fact is that when you have a product that you've created, you have affiliates promoting for you. Those affiliates bring buyers from their list to your offer, and those that buy become a permanent part of your list. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to just develop those relationships out of thin air. You are going to have to work to develop those relationships before you actually launch a product. And you might ask, well, how do I do that? How do I get to know people in order to entice them to want to promote my product so that I'll have those buyers coming to my launch? one way you're going to be able to do that is you're going to be able to join Facebook groups where you have other marketers. And when you get to know these other marketers, you're going to find out about their launches, you're going to find out about what they're doing, and you're also going to be able to interact with them and to get to know them, so that when you approach them about the fact that you're going to be having your launch or even your first launch, it's not going to be a surprise, nor is it going to be a situation where you're talking to them for the first time. You want to try to socialize with people, and one of the best places to do that and to get to know people, get to know some of these marketers who could promote for you ahead of time, is to join Facebook groups and to interact with them, as well as to get to know them on a personal level, so that, again, they'll know you and you'll know them. You will also get the opportunity to join Skype groups that other marketers are starting. This is another great way for you to be able to socialize in real time and to get to know people, so that, again, when you get ready to launch a product, it's not the first time that they're hearing from you. It's not that they don't know you and they don't have a comfort level with you. So some of this is not as mechanical as you just getting in, creating a product, or just driving traffic. This is a way that you can do this over time by developing relationships. Those relationships will be the ones that you will work with when you're ready to launch a product that will get traffic to your offer. Some people will buy, they will become part of your list, and those people will then be buyers that you can send other offers to. Remember, email marketing is one way that you can send traffic direct to a buying offer. It's a very important way for you to be able to develop your business. And of course, the old standby is that you can get to know people on marketing forums, and you can get to know them as they're doing their launch. They can get to know you. Now, obviously, there are a lot of people on the Warrior Forum, and they're all trying to do the same thing. They're all trying to build those relationships. They're all trying to get to know people that can help them. And for the most part, the balance of people are going to be those who are trying to find people who can help them. So this is going to be more competitive in that way than other methods. However, it is still effective. It is still a way for people to get to know you, and for you to get to know some of those people that can help you when you get ready to do a product launch. So this is a great way for you to develop a buyer's list, and that is to develop buyers. And you do that by creating a product before you ever get ready to send affiliate offers or anything like that. You have a list of people that you know buy products and services in the niche that you are promoting in. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. When you are in active participation in any forum, and we are looking at the Internet Marketing Forum, the Warrior Forum, you can get traffic back to your website by being helpful to people, by posting your comments to them and giving them insight on what you know. Now, in the Warrior Forum, you can see this at work when people have links back to their website or to their offers in their signature file. And so what you're trying to do here is you're trying to build credibility with your post. Now, you should give a helpful response that does not necessarily drive people back to your website. Now, you are obviously wanting people to see you. You want people to take a look at what you have, but that should not be the point of what you're commenting on. That should not be the point of how you're helping people. You should be helping people to get the best possible information in what your response is going to be. You will then get traffic back to your website. Now, obviously, there are going to be ways that you're going to do a little bit of both. You're going to be steering people to your website with your response, and there are going to be ways in which you are going to be showing people that you have authority. But this is a great way to get traffic back to your website regardless of what niche you're in. Find online forums to participate in, give helpful responses, put the link to your website in your signature file, and then people will then click your links and then go back to your site. Now, I'm going to show you how this works inside of the Warrior Forum. I am in the screen called Edit Signature. You can reach that by, in this particular form, with this form software, you can do this by going to your user control panel, going to edit signature and you're just going to write in your your response. So for instance, you can write in uh, see the best tutorials on prospecting. And then all you do, highlight that, or maybe center it, and then you're going to click the link, and then you're going to put whatever your URL is. And then that'll give you a way to put that into your signature file, and you will be then ready to then market. Every post that you post then will then be seen by people, and it will then literally be clicked on by some who are curious about what you do. They'll be curious about where you are developing your business. And again, this is not just internet marketing. It's not just the make money online niche. This is going to be any niche that you do this in. You want to participate in this way in forums, but the best way is not to try to steer people back to your website with your response. Once again, in closing, the best way is to give them the best possible information that will then position you as an authority that people will want to come see your website. So with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. One of the ways that some marketers are getting traffic back to their website is to write books or basically they're writing a Word document, a PDF document, and they're posting it as a book on Amazon Kindle. They're selling it inexpensively, and of course this exposes people that are not involved in their niche to what it is that they have to offer, and then inside of the book they are then directing them back to their website. This is a strategy for you if you are a writer or you know how to outsource your writing to someone in order to have this done. Right now you can see that these are people that are talking about YouTube, so internet marketing is something that people are interested in. So you can write about what you know about inside of internet marketing, or you can write in any niche that you have knowledge in. And you will find that because the prices are cheap, people will get these guides and then they will place them on their Amazon Kindle. The key to being successful in having your book seen is to write something and to have an attractive cover. You can have your cover designed in a place like Fiverr. Just go to the Fiverr marketplace, do a search for Kindle or Kindle cover. You can find some people who will do a Kindle cover for you. And this is something that is fairly easy to do. Now, if you are a graphics person or you want to have it more professionally done, you can certainly pay more for it, but you can have an e-cover, an attractive e-cover done on Fiverr for fairly inexpensively. Make sure you understand the policies for Amazon Kindle. Make sure that you understand what you can and cannot do inside of your Kindle book. You probably should be careful about putting affiliate links in that book, and you probably should be careful about putting clickable links back to your website. Now, if you want to direct people with an informational link, that's perfectly acceptable, as it would be in any book, but trying to get it to make it easy for people to click back to your website, that's probably not what you want to do. This is a strategy where you're really looking to build credibility and you want people to come to your website because they want to after having read your book. So this strategy is not going to be for everyone. However, if you're a writer and you do have a knowledge in your niche and you do have credibility, well, this is a great way to get people interested and to find exposure to people that you would not find inside of trying to do blogging or in terms of trying to do traditional marketing. Now, one of the reasons is, quite frankly, that Amazon ranks extremely well for certain keywords. You're going to notice here for the term Atkins Cookbook that one of the top results here is Amazon. So this is a great way of being able to get in front of people with search results, and you are not necessarily even trying to do SEO. You've got a book where you are sharing your expertise and something that people want to know. And you can actually get yourself in front of people that you would not have had exposure to otherwise. So this is a great strategy. You want to get traffic back to your website and you want to get people interested in you because they have an interest in your subject matter. creating a book on Amazon, getting it posted, getting it to the point where it's selling is a great way. Obviously, there are lots of strategies that you can follow in order to become a bestseller and all those other things. That is beyond the scope of this course, but you can write a book. You can get it placed on Amazon Kindle, and it's a great way of getting people interested in who you are and what you have to offer. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. A great way to get offline traffic back to your website is to post tear sheets. And traditionally, you have tear sheets that would have either your website or your phone number on there. But if you place your QR code on the actual tear sheet, as well as on the ad itself, people can scan that code and be taken directly to your website from their mobile device. This is a great way to reach people that you would not be able to reach online who do have a smartphone. All you need is the tear sheet that you're looking at right here. You can create that on Microsoft Word, or you can create that on any Word document. You then need to find a QR code generator. And if you just go to Google, type in QR code generator, you'll be able to find a number of them just by doing a Google search. Once you're inside of the QR code generator, all you're going to do is to put your website URL that you want people directed to, and then they will then be taken to that website when the code is scanned. You can do a number of different things. You can have people taken to a Facebook page, YouTube video, any of these things that you want. It's a great way to get people to an offer directly from offline. And there's probably not another way to do this more efficiently than using a QR code. So if you want to expose your website to a number of people that you would not be able to get it to otherwise, you can, if you can scale the cost of getting those tear sheets put in places where people are. This can be an effective way of getting traffic to your website. With that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. You are now looking at the site udemy.com. Udemy is a course where you can create new courses for individuals that want to learn different subjects, and it's a different platform. So you're not in the Warrior Forum, you're not on JVZoo, traditional internet marketing platforms, even if you're teaching internet marketing. This is an entirely different marketplace. In some cases, people are learning these things for entirely free. In some cases, people are actually charging. But when you get people that are taking your courses, you are actually getting them into your marketing funnel. You're going to be able to get them onto your list and get them back to your website. So it's a great way of being able to expose people to what it is that you do, and to expose them to new information that maybe they would not have ever found a place like the Warrior Forum. Maybe they would not have run into traditional internet marketers, but you will have contacted them, you will have interrupted them on the way to trying to get some new information. So Udemy is a place where you can take your content, you can repurpose it, place it in this medium, and have people actually buy it. So if you are looking for ways to get to new audiences, this is a great way of being able to do that. It doesn't cost you anything to put a course on Udemy. All you're going to have to do is just sign up as an instructor and place your course in a location. You don't have to charge anything for your course. As a matter of fact, if you want to make your course free, that could be a way that you can draw students in that would not have known you otherwise, or that do not have prior exposure to you. But once they understand what it is that you know, they'll then have the opportunity, they'll then want to come to get onto your email marketing list. Okay, so with that, thanks. I will see you in another video.